house. You're right. Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. Jensen and I are off to a late start this morning. We slept in and played This Little Piggy Went to Market for a long time this morning.
It's a fire.
Oh no, it's a fire.
Help! Help!
Help, help, you've got to help them. Whenever I do a video, he gets to play on his tablet, so he's excited. We have nowhere in particular to be today, so I thought I would sit down and get ready with you today and answer some questions from Instagram. But before I answer those questions, I also wanted to answer the Teacher Hero question from Teachers Connect. This has been such a busy week, such a busy couple of weeks, and I feel like I've just been pulled in so many directions, so I haven't been able to keep up on everything that I normally do. But I was catching up on Teachers Connect today and just looking at what people had written about teachers who were their heroes when they were in school, and there are some really inspiring stories. I mean, a lot of them are like heartbreaking, but just stories about how like school was these people's home away from home, and there were teachers who really helped them get through hard times. So I loved reading through these. Let's also get started with the makeup. I don't have a story as powerful as those, but I was just, you know, thinking back to my years in school and some of my teachers. And one teacher that I'm still in contact with now was my English teacher. I think I had her for 11th grade English, and then I had her every single year of high school for dance team. We're gonna use two really lightweight foundations today. I just like mixing foundations. This one's the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation that I've just been loving, and then this one is the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue. This is just a tinted gel, and this one's just like a really lightweight foundation. So anyway, Mrs. Bennett went to my high school when she was in high school, and then she became a teacher there, and she was just always so great about like making things fun, making things memorable. I think she married her high school sweetheart from our school, so she was just like all about like school spirit and just, of course, grades and like, you know, teaching us skills that we were gonna need for life, but also just trying to make sure that this time, you know, those 4 years of high school that can be hard for a lot of people, were enjoyable and were fun and had opportunities to like make friends and make memories and start traditions. And I really appreciated that about her. And now it's funny that like we're both teachers at the same time now, you know, but I watch what she does. Like I can see, you know, things that she posts on Facebook and Instagram and stuff, and she's still doing that for her students now. And she has to be like 20 years in. Like she was teaching for a while before I was in high school, and I've been out for a while. So I mean, she's probably close to 20 years in now, and she still has the same passion, the same energy, the same fire. So that's just really encouraging to me that she's still giving what she gave to us to her current students, and I just think that's so cool. So Mrs. Bennett at Lassen High School, she is my teacher hero for the year.
Mommy.
Yes. Oh no, you're gonna have to put the fire out. Jensen is so obsessed with fire trucks and firefighters. There's like a firefighter breakfast, like pancake breakfast thing next week. I think I'm gonna have to take him to it because he's just like all about it. Okay, evened out my skin tone a little bit. So if you want to read more stories about people's teacher heroes and just have a place that is social media, but it's only for teachers, so there's like no advertisements, you know, no like, I don't know, just off-topic posts at all, like everything is about teaching, then check out Teachers Connect. I will leave a link in the description bar below. And it's really grown lately and just been a cool place to find other teachers. And I feel like it's kind of a different group of people than I always see in my like Facebook groups or on Instagram. It's just a chance to kind of expand your network a little bit. I'm kind of obsessed right now with this Nude Sticks eyebrow pencil. I'm also obsessed with my new phone case. I love We Bare Bears. Oh, they're so hilarious. Okay, I'm just gonna go through some of these questions from Instagram as we go. Okay, so the first one that people always ask and that I've answered like a million times is if we want more kids, and of course we do, but we cannot afford them right now. Jensen's daycare is between like $1,400 and $2,000 a month, just depending on the length of the month, how many days it was, and how many times I was late to pick him up. So there is no way that we could double that, but we're excited for when we can. So we either need more money or we need Jensen to go to kindergarten. One of those things will happen eventually, and then we can have another one. Don't you think you need a sister? Don't you want a little sister?
A flower.
Don't you want a little sister though?
Let me try it.
Oh, you're gonna eat your sandwich, okay. Another question is, have you used package-free, plastic-free makeup? Yes, I have. This is not one of them, but my two favorite brands, a little bit more for skincare than makeup, like they just have more products in the skincare category, are Lush. For one thing, I love Lush. A lot of their stuff is actually fair trade, handmade skincare. A ton of it has no packaging or like reusable packaging. You can bring back in your pots, like almost all my hair care stuff I get from them, and I just bring back in the pots. I love that R&B leave-in hair conditioner. I use it, and I use it on Jensen. So Lush is great, and then Beauty Society is another really great brand that's like all vegan, cruelty-free, and you just get like a glass container kind of like this, and then they send you biodegradable refill pouches, and you just pour things back in, and then the packaging is biodegradable, and it's cheaper, you know, like when you just order refills than to order a whole new container. And they plant a tree for every refill pouch purchased. So I'll leave links to both of those companies below, but if you're looking to use less packaging in your skincare and makeup routines, those are the two companies I would suggest. This little foundation concoction is like so dewy, and I used to really not like this kind of look because my skin is oily to begin with, but I've been trying to just like embrace it, and then also use cream products, which I never thought I would do. Like I'm gonna use these 3 creams, like me with a stick cream. I never ever thought that I would do this, but I'm gonna use this for like my cheek makeup stuff because it really does look nice. So I wanted the Milk Makeup bronzer. I keep hearing the best things about it, but it has been sold out forever. I went in store, I looked online, so I just got this Wet n Wild foundation in just a color darker than my skin. So I've just been using this as like a bronzer contour. It's not very cool toned or gray, so it's not like great for contour really, but it is kind of a nice bronzer, and then it just like kind of stays right where you draw it a little bit better, and then it blends out pretty nicely. Like it looks a little bit more natural. Obviously not like this, but once you blend it out with a beauty blender, it looks fairly natural because there's not a lot of like harsh lines or anything. So I never thought I would use a product like this, but I actually kind of like it. See, like already I feel like that looks a lot better. Oh, let me get another question. Secrets to a happy marriage. I love that question. That's a really fun one. Let's see, I'm gonna do my highlight next. This is the Glossier, what do they call these? Halo Scope. And I've just been doing it with my fingers. I'm just gonna put it on like this and then do my blush and then use the Beauty Blender again. So this ends up being like really light makeup because the Beauty Blender sort of like takes off any excess. So you're only left with just like a very light layer of makeup that is very pressed in, so it looks more skin-like than like, you know, porcelain and powdery. So I'm right here. So secrets to a happy marriage. My husband Derek and I have been married for almost 9 years. I can't believe that our 9-year wedding anniversary is coming up. I just got this Milk Makeup lip and cheek cream in Work. Oh, it's made in the USA. I am gonna use a brush with this just because this is the first cream blush I've ever used, because I never thought in my life I would ever use a cream blush. My cheeks are already so shiny. So I know this sounds cliche, but they always say that you should marry somebody who is your best friend. And Derek and I always say that like if we had known each other in high school, we wouldn't even have been in high school during the same years, but if somehow we were, like we totally would have been friends. We have so many of the same interests, so many of the same values. We just like see the world very similarly, and I didn't realize really, like, you know, when I met him and was dating him, like how important to me that would be. And it's not that we don't ever disagree. I mean, he challenges me on my beliefs more than anybody else. He's definitely not like an echo chamber. Like I think just for fun he likes to like question all of my beliefs, but just to make me, you know, he holds me to my own standards of evidence and ethics. So it's so important to me that like just intellectually and like on just a friendship level, and like somebody you just want to hang out with all the time, that you really get along. Hi. He's also such a good father, and that would be a really hard thing to gauge, I guess, like before you marry somebody, unless they like already had kids, I guess. Just powdering the kind of T-zone-ish area right here with my Glossier Wowder. I do love this stuff. But I mean, I could sort of tell that he was going to be a good father just because of how great his relationships were with like his nephews and his brothers and his parents, and he's always like the peacemaker and always the one that's like taking care of everybody. So I mean, we just don't disagree on or fight about very much, even like parenting and or anything, you know. And like we're both teachers, so we're just so similar, and I feel like that makes marriage like fairly easy because we just have like such similar perspectives on everything, and like the lives that we live every day are so similar. I totally understand when he comes home and like tells me about what, you know, happened at school with the principal or a kid or a parent or whatever. Like we totally get each other, and that's not how everybody like is attracted to people. You know, a lot of people are attracted to somebody very opposite from them, and those marriages totally work too. And there are definitely things about us that are different. Like I always say that I'm like Alexander Hamilton, Derek is like Aaron Burr. He's very cautious, he's very patient, he does things very slowly, and I'm an open book. I talk about everything, and I just want to like get things done.
1, 2, 3, 9,
Hi. So we definitely have some differences between us, but I think our marriage has just been really strong from the beginning. Our relationship was really strong from the beginning. I think I'm just gonna keep going with like the creams, even on like my eyes. I wonder if I can use this as like a little transition shade. I'm gonna try this. Let me see if I can just get a little bit of this in there. It's definitely so important to play together, and like we love to just like whenever we possibly can just like sneak off on a date. If we can take Jensen to daycare and we don't have to go to work, or we can like leave work a little bit early or something, we love to do that and just go like have some time by ourselves, just to be humans and not parents for a little while, you know, because we were married for a long time before we ever had Jensen. We were like, I think we celebrated our 6-year anniversary right after he was born. Oh. And we dated for 2 years before that, so we had a lot of time just to ourselves. And I'm really thankful for that now, because things definitely do change when you have kids. They just do. You're just more tired and have less time for each other. Okay, I've been just like getting out all of my cream stuff that I have. This is L'Oreal Infallible Eyeshadow in Amber Rush. We're just gonna try this. I'm just kind of playing with whatever today. And I know with cream stuff, like you could definitely use your fingers. It's just, I don't know, my nails are pretty long, and I just feel like I can't be as precise, so I just like to use a brush still. I like how it goes on. This is a pretty little combo. I like this. So anyway, thank you for asking about marriage. I feel like we should talk about that more here. It's so important to have strong, healthy marriages. It's just such a cool thing that I get to see my best friend every day and always come home to him and hang out with him. Who am I? Enjoying sheen on my face. This is weird. Okay, I'm gonna use a little bit of brown eyeshadow just as like an eyeliner. This is a question I need to follow up on. It says, I always love the accessories you wear. How do I start building a collection? This summer I want to do a ethical jewelry video, like my whole collection. So I will get back to you on that one. Just using a little bit of brown as some eyeliner. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Oh my gosh, what year will it be in 5 years? I would still see myself teaching, probably in the same exact classroom, maybe teaching the same exact preps. That would be nice. In 5 years time, I would love to have another child. I really hope that we do by then. As much as I love this apartment, I would also love to have a bigger place with more space for Jensen and like a yard. I would love to like build up my public speaking skills by then, and be able to go to more conferences and places where I can talk to like especially newer teachers. And I would also like to be significantly less in debt. And I will also be making more videos about that this summer. I have a long list of videos to make, guys. There's only about a month left of school, and then I've got plans for a productive summer, kind of working on my own projects. Gosh, that would be another great thing too. In 5 years, I would love to not be stressed and anxious every time summer comes, and I'm afraid I'm not gonna be able to pay all my bills all summer because we don't get a paycheck. So yeah, that would be great. Another question says, how do you balance being culturally respectful and joyous and truly believing the Bible? I don't see those two things requiring any balance whatsoever. Being culturally respectful and joyous. I'm not sure, I just don't see any disconnect between those two things. A theologian that I really respect named Rachel Held Evans passed away last weekend, and she was young. She was like 37. She had a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old. I'm still just so devastated by her death. So this week I've been watching some of her YouTube videos, like of you know, talks that she gave, and one quote of hers that I really love is about how the offensive thing about the gospel is not who it leaves out, but who it lets in. And if you actually study the Bible and you actually read the words of Jesus, it's outrageous. It's outrageous, the people that he accepts and the people that he forgives, and what he asks us to do, to forgive others over and over and over again, no matter what, to continue to give to people who have hurt us, to respect people who are outsiders, to put other people's needs above our own. I mean, these things are like radical ideas. And one thing that I said to somebody the other day, and it kind of like, the look on their face was like, oh, okay, I think they've never considered it that way before. But there's not a single white person in the Bible. Every single person in the Bible is a person of color by today's language. So my own culture is nowhere in the Bible. I'd better be open to different cultural practices and different understandings of the world if I'm ever gonna read the Bible, because my American white culture is nowhere to be found in those pages at all. We've been interpreting the Bible for a long time and trying to make it fit into our culture, but none of that is mine. That is all from the Middle East and North Africa and places I have never been in my life. Another question is, how do you manage an open Instagram? I feel like I block so many people. That's funny. I can't think of too many people I've ever blocked. I don't know if I've ever really had to block anyone. I decline, like, obviously creepy messages, but for the most part I feel like I can engage with and have conversations with just about anybody. I don't waste a lot of time if somebody is clearly not looking for deeper understanding, they're just looking to argue. I just don't respond, but you know, other than that, the vast majority of Instagram is so positive and so supportive and encouraging and wonderful. So I feel like an open Instagram for me is the way to go, because only a tiny percentage of it is ever anything negative at all. Definitely very dewy today. Okay, the last thing I'm gonna use is this ColourPop Lippy Sticks. This is the Kathleen Lights Lumiere. I actually bought another one because this is like almost out. I think this is the last day I can use this. That was a very unenjoyable process. Right, I'm throwing this out now because there's like nothing left in there, but I do have a backup, so. Okay, let's do one last question. Somebody asked, let me find it. What are your favorite Instagram accounts to follow? Looking for more positive people. Okay, I'm going to scroll through my account right now and give you a couple of recommendations. There's a lot of like ads here, so. Hold on. Oh, here's a good one. Air Integration. I love all of her tech stuff. Some of these people are just like my personal friends that probably don't want their account shared. I follow a lot of hashtags. So I follow, let me see if I can show you here. Hashtag Fashion Revolution Week. So then I find a lot of new like ethical fashion bloggers, sustainable fashion companies and stuff like that through following hashtags. Those have sort of like taken over my feed, like everything is that. Oh, here's one of them that I found, Good for Thought. I like her, she wears a lot of the same brands that I do. My whole Instagram at this point is just like ethical fashion. Oh, I'm trying to find some teaching stuff. Teachers, where are you? I know it's Saturday, but post, people. Monica Genta always has hilarious, usually pictures of herself. Actually, those are my favorite, or like her old pictures. Aw, Esther Bernat, look how fun that picture is. I wanna be wherever that is. It says, hello, beautiful. Oh, this one. Hello, Jen Jones. I got to meet her in Miami, that was really fun. Apron Education, of course. I love all of her posts. She posted the other day, I think it was in stories, this Hamilton Beyonce mashup. Oh my goodness, I watched that thing like 8 times in a row. Oh my gosh, Rifle Paper Company and their shoes, they're like ruining me. Every time I see some of their new cute sneakers, I want some. Okay, let me just find like 2 more. This is a good account, Growing with Mrs. T. She's an LA teacher. I got to meet her at a conference, like a training thing that I went to once. She's awesome. All right, come on, come on. One more. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? A lot of flower accounts, a lot of jewelry, random YouTubers, home decor accounts. Come on. Okay, here we go. The Daring English Teacher. She was one of the first English teacher accounts that I followed. And as somebody, I've said this before, as somebody who is trained as a historian and in like social studies, pedagogy, and then adding an English credential so that I could get a job, following the English teacher community on Instagram has been immensely, immensely helpful to me. All right, I've got my messy bun going on. I've got my dewy makeup look. And now we need to go to the park or something. We need to get out of this house. It is a beautiful day outside and we need to take advantage. Hope you're having a great weekend. Don't forget to check out Teachers Connect and I will see you in my next video. Bye.